Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kelvin, your host of Situations, the podcast.
And I'm your co-host, Miss Deanna.
Deanna, how you doing today?
I'm pretty good, and you?
I'm doing pretty good. Um, Glad to be here. So we're gonna try to get through this episode real quick today. I know it's still kind of nice outside. I know we don't want to be cooped up in all day working, so we're gonna try to make this as quick as possible, but make it efficient as well. Okay, give me 1 second here. All right, I got a
Okay.
few things. I got a few things. That's been kind of on my mind. I want to talk about them. And the first thing
Okay.
is the education of our children. Okay. Do you think the school systems is failing our children?
Absolutely.
What makes you say that? What's your reasoning? And I'm gonna tell you what I feel.
Well, first of all, I think they pick and choose what uh, history they give African Americans.
Okay.
That's the first target right there.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
then I'm just like, I'm not really too big on religion, but they took pretty much God out the school, so
Okay.
I think it was a little. I think it helped a little bit before now.
Right. Well, that was kind of one of my, that was kind of one of my arguments on it as well, as far as, what they teaching our children, as far as when it comes down to history, and not only just
Hmm.
history, African American history. That was
Right.
that was one. And I just think that the system is so outdated. I think the educational part of it is kind of outdated. You know, um, I don't think they really preparing our kids for critical thinking and digital literacy. You know what I'm saying? I think that's some of the stuff that's kind of missing in today's school system. So, I just wanted to bring that to
Absolutely.
the table. Right. I just kind of wanted to bring that to the table today because, like I said, I don't know. It's just something was bothering me about it. I know it's, kids are graduating or have graduated and getting ready to go on to the next level, but
Right.
we still got those that's still in high school just
Right.
prepare, trying to get to the next, trying to get to that next step. It was just something that I thought about, and I wanted to bring it to the forefront and just to see what your take was on it.
I mean,
But
yeah, they're not talking about entrepreneurship, taxes, anything that's really important.
right, right, I agree. Like I say, it just I don't know. It just seemed to me they could be, better equipping our students, you know, for
Right.
for the real world. Because um, it seemed like to me that a lot of these students are lost when it comes to um, business management,
Right. Yep.
that sort of thing. It's like they don't really know what direction they want to go in. And
No.
I think that's sad because I think that's something that should be taught. That's why I think the system is so outdated right now.
I agree with you. And also it's like, okay, you don't teach any financial literacy, but then you want to send a kid off to college. This is what they need to do. To me, I just feel like they prepare them to be workers and not bosses and entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if you don't teach them anything, like you're saying about management, financial literacy or anything, but then here you go wanting them to sign 60, 70, 80, $90,000 loans that they finna have.
Right.
Then how do they manage that?
Yeah.
That's a big responsibility going from high school to straight to college. If you don't have funding set up for you, where you have parents that can, just send you to school and they pay for it. And scholarships if you don't, get too many of those to pay for everything. Now you're still wondering about your financial, about your future.
Absolutely. And I also believe that standardized testing, I think that should be
Hmm.
updated. I think that needs to
Yeah.
be revisited and re-updated some type of way to where, these kids got to. I think these kids need more. I think they missing something. I think something is missing in the school systems right now. So, you
It's
know,
the information and it's the way they're being taught, because I was looking online or whatever, and it's like the way the Chinese are doing math, the way that it's like it's simpler, but
right, right,
I mean, look at them. Look at the structure of how they do things, and how they're striving, how they're thriving. We just don't have that. It's like we left. We behind the curve.
yeah. And I totally agree with you when you say the way they do their math, because I was looking at something. I don't know if it was on YouTube or was something on Facebook, but they had a Chinese.
Hmm.
He couldn't have been no more than about 6, 7
Right.
at the most, and he
Hmm.
was doing the math problem. But the way he was doing the math problem, he was doing the math problems with lines. He was drawing
Yes.
lines for each number, and then the second number
Hmm.
he'll go across that many times with the second number, and then he'll put dots on the each line where it met, and that's how he was getting his answers. I'm like, and then when I paused the video and
Hmm.
I was looking at what he did, and I'm seeing
Hmm.
how he getting the answers. I'm like, wow, this is what they call new math, because
Right.
even when we were in school, they wasn't teaching us no math like that. We had to carry the one, and you know what I mean, and all that. You know,
Everything we do is we get the long way. We get the long version of it.
right?
And
So
by the time we finally do grasp it, now they're on to something else.
something new, right?
And it's like we're being left behind. No, teach us the same way. And then make an assessment.
Right. Yeah. So I kind of wanted to just get your opinion on that. I just kind of wanted to touch on that a little bit, because I just
Yeah.
felt that there's something that needed to be talked about, or something needed to be shared.
It's like you got to, but I mean, what they won't do, you got to teach your own kids, or you got to figure out different
Right.
ways to, different methods of learning.
Right. Second topic.
Hmm.
Let's talk about the news for a second.
Okay.
Do you think we can trust the news anymore?
No, I've been said that.
Why do you feel like that?
I just think every time you turn it on, I think it's just systematic depression. Just like
Okay.
putting liquor stores and everything on the corner, bringing the drugs in, the guns, stuff like that or whatever. It's like every time you turn something on, you're seeing something about killing, but it be good stuff going on too though. But they don't
They
they don't
hardly
report
report that
that. You know
though.
what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
it's like if we keep them vibrating low, they're not gonna be successful in anything anyway,
Right.
because they're vibrating at a low vibration.
My
If we
thing
keep
with
them
that is,
depressed,
yeah,
yeah.
but my thing with that is, it's like,
Hmm.
you know, it's kind of hard to trust the news, because nowadays is everything is misinformation. Is either some
Yes.
sort of bias reporting. Um, it's just like the journalism practice is totally different now, because, like you say, every time we turn on the news, they only showing us what's happening, the bad stuff that's really happening,
Right.
and they really not reporting what we think should be, what we should take as something positive. Then
Yeah.
they sugarcoating that, they downplaying that. They'll put that
Hmm.
at the bottom of the news hour. you
Yeah.
know, but the hot topics and the main things is, the killing,
Yeah.
that stuff they want to report that first. So
Yeah.
like I say, with the media right now, it's kind of hard trusting their media literacy right now. It's really
Right.
hard, dealing with that. So
I
I
mean,
just
then too, like even with the editing and stuff, what's being cut out, you know, what's
right,
being hidden, all that stuff.
right. Yeah, you're right about that, because like I say, it's just, you know, they only show us what they feel that they should show us. They don't show us
Right.
everything. Even when we go, if we dabble back into those Rodney Kings and
Yeah,
those type of situations, you know, look how long it took for them to show us that, you know.
exactly.
But if I remember correctly, when it was reported that I think he was putting up a scuffle with the police.
All
I don't know if you recall any of that at all, but it's been
yeah,
so
the
long
truth
ago.
is coming out about
Right.
everything, but it's like now it's like, oh, just even with the other lady, was there with Emmett Till, and it's
Uh,
like she's
the woman that said he blew a kiss at her or
yeah,
something. Yeah.
and she lied.
Right.
But why we couldn't get the truth back then? You know what I'm saying? Now somebody had to lose their life that was black once again.
Right. So that's I say it's like with that news, it's kind of hard to believe everything you hear the first go around. You really gotta wait till the final
Yep.
the final image reveals itself, because like I said, if it wasn't for this, I think the smartest thing that the police system have done was pretty
Hmm.
much made those officers start wearing body cams. And
I agree.
half the time they not even having those on. So
Right.
we getting bits and pieces of it, you know.
Yeah.
They hitting the play button and stopping it when they want to, when they feel that they're in the wrong. They're
Yeah.
not gonna show you that part, which is absurd.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Or even if they do something, okay, now you get administrative leave. What the heck is that?
Right. And 9 times out of 10 is with pay. Half the time is with
Right.
pay. So who winning in that situation? Who wouldn't want to be off work and still getting paid?
Right.
Come on now, let's make this make sense.
But then, not just to segue into something else. I mean, if people keep seeing the police, I mean, I'll say the younger generation. You
Okay.
know, the one that everybody's saying angry and mad, and they are outcasts, and they out here just killing, and they don't care, and this and that. Everybody else showing that they don't care. So what are they supposed to do?
Well, I
Why
mean,
don't y'all show by being? Why don't y'all show up by being a better example?
okay, I'm with you. Yeah, but
Because you're blatantly doing stuff, and these kids are seeing it. The thing is, like we was talking before, like these kids are not. They're not afraid to die, and they also not afraid to stand up for what they believe in. They're just not afraid.
right. It's like they had no fear. They have no fear of death right now.
They
None,
don't,
none
and
whatsoever.
and it could go good or bad, depending on what the situation is. It's like we gonna stand, we gonna fight, we gonna march, we gonna go toe to toe with you.
Right.
But
Yeah.
then with being reckless, that's the downside of it.
Yeah. It's like I said, society today is a force to be reckoned with. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah.
Next topic.
Okay.
What's your take on modern technology? Do you think it's making us more isolated?
I do.
Okay, I'm with you on that as well.
I do. I,
I
I
do.
think it do has some perks of it. Just like look at us right now. We're not in the same place, and
Right.
we're able to use it to still come together to create something.
Right.
So it's got its perks and it's got its downfalls to it, pros and cons. Um, but yeah, I mean, you have people that could be at dinner with somebody or right in front of somebody's face and they're on their phone. They're not even engaging. They feel like they're being entertained,
Right.
and you
With
lose the
social.
humanity of
Go
being
ahead.
right
Go
there
ahead.
with somebody.
Yeah. And I think, like I said, a lot of it has to do with you know with the technology itself. I don't know if you ever heard about this story. They were saying how they was gonna start implementing chips into people. They've already started
Yeah.
implementing these chips. You
Yes.
know, uh, into they using it. they're using these chips already on people that's been paralyzed, and they got one guy already they're using this technology on. He's the
Okay.
first, but
Okay, so I was going to ask you this. So for
right,
people that, sometimes you have to go to surgery or you got to do whatever, you go in the hospital and you can't have anybody present in that room with you.
right,
How do you know if they inserted a chip or not?
right. I mean, you don't know, you don't know,
Exactly. Right.
you know, but let them tell it is the first people that these chips was going to be used on was people that has been paralyzed. So
I don't believe it.
they already have one person that they're using um this chip on already, but when we talking about when they first started talking about the chip, they were talking about chip in everybody, using these chips to control, what people do, the narrative and things of that nature. But we also got to remember this thing right here,
Hmm.
this is a chip.
Of course.
You know, this thing right here, and nowadays, like you said, when you out on a date and doing things with people, no one's engaged in one another no more. Everybody's too busy in their phones. Everybody
Hmm.
on social media. You know,
And we all are guilty of it. I know I have
yeah,
been, but I
yeah.
try to put my phone away so I could be right. I mean, what's the purpose of saying you finna meet up or hang out with somebody and then you're not hanging out with them?
But so that means technology is really winning.
It is. And how you used to be in tune with a person and engaging. A lot of people are missing the mark on people with mental health or suffering from depression and stuff like that. Well, she ain't look like you ain't even look at her. Damn it, you was in the phone the whole time. The girl
Right,
probably gave you 10 signs, to show you
right,
signs of depression or whatever this and that, but you wouldn't know.
right. Because you're too busy in your phone.
Yeah, you if you know your people, you can hear somebody's voice and not even see them and say what's wrong,
Absolutely. Yeah,
and
yeah.
the person say nothing, and you be like, nah, something is
No,
wrong.
something wrong, right? Because you can tell how you when you talk to a person, you can tell how they
Yes.
normally would speak and how they normally would
Yep.
act. You can
Right.
you can pick that up. That's when you really know someone. You can pick that up, and
Absolutely.
then you can tell when there's something bothering that individual because then they'll try to play it
Yeah.
down. They'll downplay it by saying, nothing's wrong, but it's something wrong
Yeah.
because you're not yourself.
Exactly. But then if you are around people and they're not their natural self and they lagging around or they doing this or they doing that, but then here come you being self-centered because social media then pumped you up. Now you done made it all about you. I don't know what the hell wrong with them. Uh, I'm feeling like this and I'm feeling like that or whatever. No, ask the person what's wrong with them.
Right. You're absolutely right about that. Absolutely right, one
But
hundred
when,
percent.
but when you can go to social media for praises all day long, you know, sometimes you miss the accountability or being present, like we're talking about.
Right. With that being said, do you
Hmm.
think social media could ever be a safe place?
I don't, because
You
you will
know,
always have the opinions of people that you don't know.
right. Well, I mean, with that, yeah, that's true. But even after social media have implemented all these safety features, these so-called safety features, you
Hmm.
know, you still don't think it could be a safe place?
I don't,
Okay. Um,
because if you got a pedophile that's getting on or whatever, he still can access your kid
right. Well,
some
I'm
type of
with you.
way.
I kind of agree with you because if it was so safe as they were, trying to make it, why are they still
Right.
paying these lawsuits out?
And this is
Breach,
my
data
whole thing,
breach.
even with right, and even with the celebrities and stuff like that, it's not no safe place because you have all these people on here praising these people, following them. clicking for likes, trying to get a follow, telling people happy birthday. They don't even know them. The people they do know ain't saying, hey, how you doing? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So you doing all of that, and then it's not no safe place then, because you're still drawn to the popularity and instead of what's right.
Right. Yeah. But the balance between free expression and protection from harm, I think that's contagious.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think that's contagious because
Mhm.
it's like with social media, you know, a lot of people use social media for all the wrong reasons.
Right.
I get it now. Everyone's a content creator, so you need social media. You know,
Right.
um, I can understand you using your platforms to promote
Mhm.
and market your business and things of that nature.
Right.
That I
Right.
understand. For me,
Mhm.
for an example, and you as well. We by us being
Mhm.
content creators, me you being in the fashion line, in the fashion
Right.
industry, your glam and your makeup, your styling. You use social media for that, and me, the
Mhm.
social media for my photography business and things of that nature. Me being a
Right.
photographer. So, but well, let's talk about those that's not using social media for professional reasons. You know, those are the people that's not really making social media a safe place.
I agree, but
You
we
know,
can't get rid of them
right? You right. You can't do that. You can only weed them out.
because they may push the algorithm of that more than what the hell we doing.
Right. We can't do nothing but weed them out at that point.
Right.
Or at least try to weed them out.
Right.
Just moving on. This next one,
Okay.
you should be able to relate to this pretty well. You know,
Okay.
hold on.
Let me drink some water too.
Yeah, drink you some water. All right. Next question or next topic
Okay.
that I wanted to dabble
Mhm.
on. Do
Okay.
you think a 40-hour work week is obsolete?
I don't think it's obsolete, but I definitely think it's been diminished
Explain.
because everybody want to be an entrepreneur.
But see, now,
They do.
hold on. Let me stop you right there.
Hmm.
The problem with that is nobody wants to work that 40-hour a week job,
Right.
you know, but you quit that 40-hour a week job, turn entrepreneur. Now you're working 80 hours a week.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You almost didn't doubled it because now because like turn entrepreneur, you had to start you starting from the bottom of the bottom, you know.
Absolutely.
So now you
Even
working
with driving Uber,
right.
like
You're
I'll be out
driving,
there
you
driving,
working
and people will still be saying, uh, "You still driving? You still?" I mean, $100 a day is not enough.
yeah, you're absolutely right. That entrepreneur, people think it's easy becoming an entrepreneur. And it's not. It's
Mm-mm.
really not because it takes a lot
You got
of
to have
grind.
that, and you got to have the discipline and time management yourself. When you have the structure of a job, it's already set up for you. You have to go show up at the set time that you have to be there. You got a
Right.
lunch break and breaks at a set time and stuff like that, and they give you deadlines on different tasks that you have to follow. When you
Absolutely.
don't have that structure in place, you have to create it for yourself.
But see, with entrepreneurship, it don't come that easy though. It's not that easy with
Right.
entrepreneurship because shit, you might not get a lunch. Especially if you
Exactly.
on the grind. Before you know it, you done woke up and you working your
Yes.
ass off, and before you know it, it's time to late. It's nighttime again, and you basically starting all over.
Absolutely.
But you
Right.
cried, you cried. Talking about, I'm tired of this job. I'm sick of this job, and now you
Right.
turn entrepreneur. Now you working twice as hard. So yeah,
Absolutely.
I think it has. I think the 40-hour work week is almost damn near outdated. I can vouch
Pretty
for that.
much.
Yeah, I can
Right.
damn near vouch for that.
Because even if you, with inflation and everything else, unless you have a career that you have been in and you making, excuse me, a certain amount of money, you still need a second income.
Yeah, yeah. That was what I was about to say next. I was waiting for you to finish because, even with one income, one stream of income is
Mm-mm.
not enough in today's society. You
It's
have to have
not.
multiple streams of income to make it, to
You
be
do.
comfortable. You
Right.
have to have multiple streams of income because a one household income, shit, damn near a two household income is not safe. You know,
But
you
that's what
you
I'm saying. Like with one job, you got to be making 100,000.
yeah, yeah, it's not safe because shit, you one check away from being homeless.
Pretty
Be honest
much.
with you, in today's society, you're one
Yeah.
check away from being homeless. Okay,
And people don't
You are now
understand that. It's
watching
like,
You are
Situations,
now
the
tuned
podcast,
in
where
to
nothing
your
is
number
off
one.
limits.
say it again now.
I was just saying, people don't understand that, and then people will laugh at you, ridicule you for not coming out and being social all the time and spending your money on drinks and whatever else. It's like, I ain't working as hard to spend it all on having a good time. Then I'm gonna be assed out, and you're not finna pay my bills.
Right, those are the ones that's trying to keep up with the Joneses. You know,
Yeah.
try to look rich. But speaking of that, let me say this:
Okay.
you can tell those who have money and those who don't have money because,
Mhm.
for an example, those who don't have no money, those are the ones that try to look rich,
Mhm.
like they really got it.
Right.
Those that have money, they try to look
Mhm.
like they don't have the money.
Right.
For an example, look. You ever seen Bill Gates dress?
Absolutely.
Eh,
No, he's always just neat.
Plain Jane, plain Jane,
Right. Right.
old shirt. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not well, maybe not an old shirt, but like more lumberjack shirts and a pair of
Right.
regular old jeans and a pair of loafers or something. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Richest man, one of the
Yeah.
richest men in the world. But then you got John over here. John got $300,000 worth of chains on his neck.
Yeah.
You know, renting Maseratis and popping
Right.
bottles, but living in his mama basement.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So those are the
With
two.
no
Those
life
are
insurance.
right. Those are two type of people. Right. 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 Don't forget. Let's not forget to add that because soon as something happens to the ass, now everybody
Go
want to do a
fund me.
GoFundMe. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm totally with that.
I never could understand that.
It's society. It's the way society is set up. It's the way society is set up right now. You know, people don't think about the back end of it. They living for the moment. They living for that particular moment. They're not thinking about something may happen tragically. You know,
Right.
but when it's too late, now everybody's scratching their head and everybody mad at
It's at the
everybody because
forefront.
nobody want to
Right.
help contribute. Which is absurd to me. Like you say, you should have something in place, especially when you know what type of
Right.
individual he is, or if he's the type of
Right.
individual that's out in the street. It's only two.
Yeah.
It's only two outcomes. If you're a street dude,
Right.
if you're not smart enough to get up out the street
Right.
before that happens, then it's only
Right.
two outcomes. You're either going to prison for
Yeah.
life, or you're gonna be in somebody's cemetery. Those are your
Absolutely.
two outcomes. Those are
And
your
I was
only
talking to
two
my friend
outcomes.
about car insurance too. And I'm like, why do people only get liability? I said, so you'll go pay something every month if something happens to somebody else's car, but not your own.
Right.
Make that make sense for me.
Yeah. I got an insurance story I would love to tell, but I'm so I'm so pissed off right now about insurance companies. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That fucking Founders Insurance got to be the worst insurance company ever.
Mm.
A young lady ran into the back of my car,
Mm.
uh, and she had Founders Insurance. Now my car is the bumper, the trunk, and the right rear quarter panel, and they talking about my car
Okay.
totaled. But I took the car to the shop,
Mm-hmm.
and the shop told me, "Oh yeah, it's fixable. This car is
Right.
not total. We can fix this car for 6,500, but they
Mm.
don't want to pay for it. You know, so anybody out there that got Founders, I can assure you, you better try to get rid of them as fast as possible. As fast as possible. They're a piece of shit ass insurance company.
I've had to go against my own insurance, but I just always make sure I have full coverage.
Full
I got
coverage,
renter's
right?
insurance. I'm insuring my stuff at home too.
Right, right.
Car insurance. You
Well,
got insurance on the phones. I
you
got
definitely doing
insurance
the
for
right thing.
everything.
You're doing the right thing for sure. You're definitely doing the right thing
Cause
because
somebody will be looking at me like she spent all her money on clothes and shoes, which I don't know if most people know or not, but I'm definitely a bargain shopper. I don't spend all my money on clothes and shoes.
it's how you put it together. You know, you don't
Exactly.
have. Like I say, you can. You can go out. Those people go out and go to Saks and all these high end stores and put these outfits together. You spend thousands of dollars for an outfit to wear. Especially when you spend that kind of money, you can only wear it one time because
Right.
not everybody has seen it. So you're gonna keep wearing it multiple times because you paid this much money for it now. When you can just go to any other store,
Right.
this store, and get a skirt, or go over here and get a shirt or a blouse and
Right.
put it together. It's how you put things together, you know.
Right.
But we caught up in the social media era. Everybody want to look good for social media. That's all. But
Absolutely. But I tell people, I'm like, I've been doing this before social media. I've
right,
been doing my own hair, everything since I was 15 years old. I'm like,
okay,
I can do my own nails and stuff, paint them, shape them, whatever, manicure, all that. Hair, my own makeup. I'm my own stylist. So I don't have to pay people for much.
right, and that's basically you save a lot by doing it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Right.
It's now time for What's Your Glam?
Hey,
Hold on, hold
everybody.
on, Tiana.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay. What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Miss Deanna. And this is my segment called What's Your Glam? Today, I'm actually going to sing a little bit for you guys. Not sure if most know or not, but yes, I know how to sing. Um, been singing since I was like 5 years old. Uh, Lately, been dealing with some health issues and stuff like that. So I'm trying to get everything rectified because I haven't been able to sing in like the last 2 years. But yesterday, made me a little concoction, and I'm like, the little voice is coming back. So I'm gonna sing a little bit for you. Uh, some probably gonna laugh when they hear this song, but I don't know if when you guys were younger, you used to watch Mr. Rogers, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. So I'm gonna sing that song for you. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to live in a neighborhood with you, so let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well say, would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Won't you please? Won't you please? Please, won't you be my neighbor? Hi, neighbor. All right, y'all, that's my segment.
All right. There you go. I see that voice coming back. The voice is
Yes, yes,
coming back.
yes. I'm
Oh,
happy.
okay, people. We're gonna conclude this. We're gonna conclude that with today's show. Um, I want everybody to know, don't forget, we still have White Sox tickets to give away for next month's game. They playing next month. We have tickets we're gonna be giving away. We want to give tickets away to two lucky winners. We're gonna give a set of tickets away to two lucky winners. So make sure you guys get over, subscribe, and comment
Yes.
why you should be the one we select to give the tickets to. The qualifications is all you have to do is go to our YouTube channel and subscribe, and that gets you your tickets. Deanna, you want to have something you want to close out with?
I just want to thank everybody for all the continued love and support. Never give up on yourself. Always trust your gut feeling and lead with your first mind. And just continue to be great.
Okay, well said. Well said. I want to close out with a saying that I normally always use, and I think it's always appropriate at this time. And it goes something like this: never let a situation or a person stress you out. Situations can be changed, and people can be replaced. So you keep that in mind and don't let that go over your head. And once again, I'm Kelvin, your host of Situations, the podcast. Deanna, tell the people where they can find you at.
You guys can find me on Facebook, Deanna Chester, Instagram, Elite Glamour Girls, my glam page, and you can follow me at Miss Deanna on Instagram.
Thank you guys for tuning in to today's show. We greatly appreciated it. We look forward to
Thank
seeing you
you.
next Sunday for another amazing episode of Situations the Podcast.